All right, we got Oregon State, Oregon, the Civil War. Huge stakes for this one on Friday night. I'm looking forward to it. Oregon, 13.5-point home favorite, 62 the total. Oregon State at home, we talked about how tough they are there, but not enough to overcome Michael Penix Jr.'s brilliance in that Washington passing game as they get the job done with a 22-20 win at Oregon State. Not pretty, but effective, as they say. Oregon State now, with that loss, they end up suffering their first home loss of the season. But, this is still a game where they absolutely want to make life difficult on the Oregon Ducks. And if you look at the last three meetings in this rivalry series, Oregon State won in 2020 as a 13-point dog, although that was in Oregon State. Last year in Oregon State beat them 38-34. The last time they played in Eugene, Oregon, 2 years ago, Oregon was victorious, but it was a competitive game. It was 38-29, a 9-point victory for Oregon in that game. I don't want to lay this many, and I love what I'm seeing out of Bo Nix, Bucky Irving in this explosive offense, no question. But Oregon State has consistently gotten up for this game, has been a pain in the ass for Oregon in this game. And you would think after a tough home loss like that, poured a lot into Washington that game last week, do they have anything left in the tank? That's the one concern. That was a physically, mentally exhausting game. They played it in rain. It was a wet, rainy, damp night in Corvallis. Can they roar back and have another mammoth effort here against an Oregon team that's just rolling on all cylinders right now? I mean, you look at what they've done. It's been impressive. Big points every single week, and their defense is getting better. Oregon as well. They have not given up more than 27 points now in 5 straight games, and we know what the offense can do. But I just feel it's a few too many points. It would be Oregon State at this. Now, certainly if it hits 14, I'm really going to get interested in Oregon State in this game. Totals-wise, it's tough because Oregon's defense is playing better. Can DJU and Martinez, the running back, do enough to help this game go over? I got to think that even though Oregon State's defense has been pretty good, Oregon's going to be able to score and get theirs at home. They've just been very, very difficult to stop here in Eugene, Oregon, when you look at their results there on their home field this year. What do you think here in this one, Conor? It's a really interesting game, the Civil War.
Yeah, it's always good. I think if you like Oregon, take their team total. There's just one thing with Oregon State. They're just not the same team on the road, but they will be up for this, like you mentioned. The Civil War. And last week, it was the biggest thing. It's just had me all week, Savannah, with Oregon State at home was DJ. I think we talked about it last week. The trust with him, they had 3 turnovers. He had a couple bad interceptions. And, man, he can't do this here. Oregon just keeps kind of going. Just keeps rolling. They just, on Arizona State on the road, where you think they kind of have one of these games where they haven't played well, just rolled early. Wasn't a sweat for them. But, yeah, the 2 touchdowns it's getting out there, I think the full game gets over here too. I like Oregon's defense all year long, but I think they give up some points. So I think the full game over, and, yeah, Oregon's team total, I think they get there.
One thing that concerns me, even though, I kind of thought initially, it's a few too many points, is that Oregon's run defense is good. And if Oregon State and Martinez get shut down on the ground, can they move the football on the road at Oregon? That's going to be the question. Do worry a little bit about that. And Oregon might be out for blood, out for vengeance here, because they know that loss to Oregon State in Corvallis last year, that screwed them out of their hopes last year for championship and called playoff and all that stuff. And they know they're in the mix for it right now. So, definitely they are going to be wanting redemption, Oregon. But redemption's one thing. Redemption and winning by 2 touchdowns or more against a competent team like Oregon State is another thing. So you do have to keep that in mind here. But that's a great game on Friday night. Looking forward to it.